My first dude from the Armageddon box is done. Come and see what I did to make him my own. It's kit bashing with Autumn Witch. Yeah, hit the music. Howdy folks, I'm Autumn Witch and welcome back to Bleeding Tree Gaming. Now, things have taken a little bit of a backseat on the last week because the UK was engulfed in the fires of hell. But now we are all good and ready to get back into some model making. I was actually seriously concerned that all my sprues would have melted and warped, but no, it managed to survive. Now, here we are. We've got this guy on the front here, right? Now, anyone that knows this channel knows that I love to do some kit bashing or some converting, whatever. And we are going to start with this dude here with his super lesbian mohawk. Love it. Although, and not to give too many spoilers away, that is not the head that he will be built with. So, what I've got is, I've got my 40mm base, as per the instructions. And this is the sprue with the captain on. And whenever you're going to do a conversion, the best thing to do is to look at what you've already got. That there's the model that you're planning to convert to begin with. I've got the Ultramarines upgrade sprue. I've got some cool bits on here. Some cool shoulder pads. I think I'm going to go with this captain's helmet here to make him look very, very posh. If I was doing this for my white scars, I'd probably go with something a bit more streamlined, maybe like a bear head or something, or like one with like a half mask on. But yeah, okay, here is the guy, and let's have a look at how he goes together. There is barely even a page for putting him together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the model and I'm going to put it together, but do it in sub-assemblies so it's easier to handle. And I will leave off the parts that I'm going to be replacing with something else. And also, another thing that I have is from the Victrix Guard kits. I got 2 of them, so I can have like the full 6-man squad. It means I've got a couple of spare bolt guns, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to bring in the old magnets and do an alternate weapons loadout. So yeah, I shall now assemble him to the extent to which I wish him to be assembled. Back in a mo. Right, so here we are with the sub-assemblies. I've kept this arm separate. I haven't clipped the shield off because I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be using that shield or not. Probably will because he's an Ultramarine, but if it was like for another chapter I might go for something more heresy based. Now I've got the backpack here, which slots into the back of the cloak, which slots into the back there. However, it's a lot of faffing when it comes to the actual like painting and tweaking. I'm probably going to be using the right sword that it came with, although I do have some other melee weapons from the Horus Heresy Assault set. I don't know, would it look good with an axe? I would probably, for the sake of my pedantry, have to remove this scabbard. First thing I want to do is this peg here is in the way. So I'm going to cut it flush to the socket. And I'm going to take my drill and go into the come through it. That is my pilot hole, and then I'll come in with the actual, with the correct size bit. Now I'm going to grab this bolt gun arm, just clippity clip clip. This looks really cool. except for the obscene mold lines, which I shall tidy up. I very nearly started this looking at the view screen on the camera, but then I remembered I am a proper clumsy bint, and I would probably end up producing a not safe for work video that involved me bleeding all over the shop. I'm sure there's a rather fanatical minority out there that really does like that sort of thing, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just do like a DIY OnlyFans page where I constantly injure myself, if that's your thing. Right. Because I've already got the start of a pilot hole in there, I can start the drilling. And that fits nicely. So what I will need to do now, because I'm gluing plastic to metal, I'll get my super glue, and I'm also going to grab this dude because I like every single magnet position to be universal across all of my minis, even for minis where those won't really swap out. So here it is, Terminator. Right, like how this guy came out. He's tabletop standard, but he could do with something else. Right, and there we go. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in. Coming in with the glue, and the way that I do it, just to maintain polarity. There we go. It just jumps straight to it, and in it goes. And because it's nice and tight, you pull that away, and there it is, in position. I'm now going to do the same thing. In fact, there's a hole there, which is going to make this even easier. If you're enjoying this video, by the way, please do give us a like, a share, and maybe a subscribe, or do us a hype. We have no idea what hype means or what it does, but apparently it's a thing. Push it. We're as curious as you are, really, to what happened. So, and the next super glue, and it goes there. Now that, okay, so now he has two wargear options. The shield's great, but if he's got if it's more of a horde army situation and he's with a load of intercessors, he would probably be better off with a mastercrafted bolt gun. Really, I've also noticed showing a little bit of magnet, but nothing that won't get covered up when I paint the undersuit. And he's going to get a, let's see, what should he get? I mean, that's like the fanciest one. So on the bolter arm, he is going to get the fanciest shoulder pad. Let's just make sure it fits. Dry fitting as always. Good. It's not everything that's better done dry, but ideal. I'm going to go with super glue because it's easier to take off should there be an issue. If it doesn't, say, clear another part of the model that needs clearing or something to that effect. Bring it round there. Yep. Nice. Right. Now I'm gonna do his head, which will be this one here. Again, I'm gonna just do a little light tap with the super glue. So if the head needs removing for whatever reason, I can remove it. I mean, there's nothing particularly outstanding about this, but it's an ultramarine thing. Okay, I'm using the push fit method on here so that I can take it off for ease of painting later. But here we are. That's him with his new head. But I haven't glued on the backpack. I haven't glued on the shield. And the left arm is purely magnetized. One of the cool things about a magnetized arm is that it gives the model a degree of posability, which for a lot of people they probably don't care, but for me I kind of like being able to switch a pose up every now and then. Well, if you know me, you know I like to have a bit of a bigger base for my characters. I'm not going to go over the top. Something like this. Just lather on the glue. I just like that little extra bit of paint. And he's already like on a raised base, but he's like the highest ranked character in this whole set. So I do feel he should just have a bit more prominent. Okay, what I'm gonna do now, because he's got those prongs, is I've got the choice. I can drill holes or I can clip them. You get more freedom if you clip them. And let everything ping all over the place. I swear a bit of that went in my hair. And I shall take some skulls to him and make his base look pretty cool. As you can see, I've gouged out a piece there to keep the ridge that he's standing on looking more prominent. In case you're wondering about my super glue, it's a pot of Everbuild industrial grade super glue, but I use the brush from an old Tamiya bottle. The fit's not identical, but the amount of super glue that builds up, you pretty soon get a seal on it. So yeah, I use the brush to help me get into some more necessary places. Now for the base, what have we got? We've got orc skulls, got screamy ones, non-screamy ones. Down here we've got a few without jaws. Now what I'm going to be basing it with, not to get too far ahead of myself, is in the same manner as my lieutenant here, and it's going to be a snowy rubble base. So I mean, I've done a quick video actually of that. Can't remember if it was a short or it would have been a short, really. Go look in our shorts feed and you'll probably find one showing an overview of me basing something in just a few seconds without any unnecessary waffle, which is what you're getting now. There's one. There's not much space around the back, but around the front there is. So what you're going to see will be these skulls poking out from under the snow. So I'll just pile everything on and then use a brush to sweep it all away before I seal it all down. Now, when it comes to the sword, I like the sword, but I want to do something a bit different. So I've got a load of cool stuff on a Heresy melee sprue, but first thing I'm going to have to do is get rid of this extra scabbard. So I just clip it away. It comes away quite easily actually, and that can go straight into the bits bin. Didn't even really destroy it, but yeah, tidy up and then use a little bit of polystyrene cement to just smooth out the creases. But you're not really going to see anything because when the cloak is on, it's all either concealed or in heavy shadow. So right, let's get the let's get the sword sorted. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it at the hilt. It can be reused later. The hand is a bit more sacrificial, so to say. I should really have done this when I was doing the sub-assemblies and not glued the van brace and the sword hand on, but a little bit of tidying up sorts it out quite nicely. And of course I then go over the sprue and pick this power maul. Now, as in 10th edition, it's just a mastercrafted power weapon, so it could be an axe or a spear or a lance or an axe, but you don't see many ultramarines with power mauls, so I thought it will give some character to this captain. So dry fitting, always important when you're before you glue stuff, because otherwise things can go very wrong and get very messy. I drilled into the armor bit so that the van brace had a bit more overlap with the hand, and that is going on quite well, just fiddling about with it. That's the cool thing about polystyrene cement, you do get some good working time with it. And there he is, looking resplendent with his great big cudgeling weapon. Looks cool with the shield. And he's also going to look really cool with the mastercrafted bolt gun. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the cape on. I'd normally leave it off, however, because of where it joins on the shoulder pad, you kind of need a melted connection, which you can see the polystyrene cement is doing. Now, it's quite loose around the back, you get a bit more space to get up in there with a paintbrush, especially if you're holding the model upside down, so that's completely workable. And I'm just adding some fancy purity seals from the Assault Terminators kit, and they look quite nice. Also, it means I don't have to go overly fancy on the tilt shield. Now, this is him finished. I'm going to paint him up and you're going to get some nice sexy shots shortly. But I just want to say, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, find out what the hype button does, and I will catch you next time on Bleeding Tree Gaming.